Hi everyone, welcome to Arizona Indonesia Festival 2025. I'm Andy.
And I'm Dr. Steve Kaplan. Thanks for tuning in. We have a very exciting event coming up. So, whether you're commuting in your vehicle, chilling on a nice beverage, eating your dinner, or just hanging out, we're here. You're going to learn something from us right now.
Yes, Steve, and in August we will dive into the cultures, ideas, and conversations that shaping trades and relations between Arizona and Indonesia, from tech to culture to business and everything in between.
Well, today's episode sounds very exciting, and we're talking about Indonesia Festival in Chandler, Arizona, coming up later in August. I think it's going to make me think about Indonesia in a completely different way.
Oh, you got it right, Steve. And also, on this episode, we will have some special guests joining us later. And one of them, he turned a small project into a big, huge international initiative.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. So our listeners probably able to learn something from him on this one.
Okay, well, before we jump in, I'd like to remind everybody to visit our website, azindofest.org. Again, azindofest.org. And so, Andy, what is Indonesian Festival in Arizona?
So yeah, about a year ago, we discussed about things and we come up to an idea of how we can create an event that's fun and entertaining and educational that could introduce Indonesia to the Arizonans. So we want to introduce Indonesian cultures, Indonesian heritage, economies, industries, and everything else about Indonesia. So we came to a conclusion that the creative economy could cover all of those issues. So I contacted my friends in Indonesia, good friends of mine, Billy and Osco. They are part of GEKRAFS movements, and they said they want to help us. So there you go. Rest is history.
Great. Well, that sounds like a wonderful event coming up. Very exciting. So why don't we start the show?
You got it, Steve. Let's get into it.
Ayu mulai.
So yeah, we currently have Mr. Lettungamu and Mr. Mambrasar joining us from Indonesia. So Mr. Lettungamu, or better known as Mas Osco, is the head of international partnerships of the GEKRAFS, and Mr. Mambrasar, or better known as Kakak Billy, is the head of GEKRAFS partnerships in Americas. We at the Arizona IndoFest have compiled a list of questions to learn more about Indonesia's creative economy and GEKRAFS, which is the largest creative economic movement in Indonesia. And Mas Osco and Kakak Billy, let's just start. Thank you for your time and welcome to our podcast. So please introduce yourselves and what your role at GEKRAFS.
All right. So maybe first me. My name is my full name is Osco Alfredo Lettungamu. So, and I am the chairman of the Special Committee for Foreign Affairs of the Indonesian Creative Economy Movement. And I think Billy, maybe you can say something about you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Billy, and I am currently actually working for also the partnership, but I'm handling mostly the USA and a couple of other countries in Asia too. Yeah, so we work together to ensure that the exported creative economics output from Indonesia are well received by our partners overseas.
And
Yeah.
Billy know a lot about the United States. Me currently just know about Europe because I grew up in Germany and Billy is in the States, right? Billy?
Yeah.
Maybe you can say
Sure.
something about you studied there, right? In the
Yeah. Oh, so actually, yeah. The reason why I work together with Andy for the USA is that I studied in the USA. I graduated back in 2022 from Harvard University. And then I went back to Indonesia, and I was straightly appointed to help setting out the USA creative economics movement of Indonesia in the objective of increasing relationship between Indonesia and the USA on the creative economics output. And I'm getting helped a lot by Andy and Tim down there, up there, I mean.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I studied in Germany before. Studied mechanical engineering. So, and then working by Airbus in Germany. Everything is in Europe. Then I used to live in Australia before, and now we both in Indonesia, and yeah, um, helping the Indonesian creative economy movement. So it is a movement actually.
Thank you, guys. And so previously, as I mentioned, Billy started some small projects and became large international initiatives. And Osco is also the one that created this GEKRAFS into big, huge international movements. And now, my first question for you guys is, what is the vision behind GEKRAF, and how did the movement started?
Well, GEKRAFS was born out of a desire to unite creative talents across Indonesia, and our vision is to make Indonesia a global creative force by empowering its creative entrepreneurs and also cultural innovators. While GEKRAFS is known as in Bahasa Indonesia, we call it Gerakan Ekonomi Kreatif Nasional. It's the Indonesian creative economy movement.
Is there any sectors of Indonesian creative economy that GEKRAF's prioritizing right now?
We focus on all 17 creative economy subsectors. This is actually aligned with the minister. Well, we have a Ministry of the Economy and Creative, and GEKRAF, there's the 17 creative economy subsectors recognized by the government, but we especially prioritize culinary, fashion, music, film, and digital content due to their potential for local impact and also global appeal.
All right. So, what makes GEKRAFs unique in the creative landscape of Indonesia?
Yeah, GEKRAF is the only national creative movement that combines grassroots organizing with structured collaborations across the private sector, government, and also diaspora. So we work from the ground up, but I think on the global scale.
Maybe in addition to what Oscar said,
Go ahead.
if you're talking about creative economics, that is including mostly small medium enterprises in the area. Based on the latest data, that actually the sector, the small medium enterprises, including the economic creative in Indonesia, absorbed up to 97% of the whole total workforce of the country and contribute for 61% to the gross domestic product of the country, and it employs up to 66 million unit businesses. So the reason why, then, like what Oscar said previously, that we want to make the GEKRAF as a movement is that despite these big opportunities in the country, not many people understand the significance of the sector. There's lack of capacity, lack of capabilities, and lack of trainings amongst especially the younger generations of Indonesia, who think that creative economics is actually not something as significant as manufacturing, technology, AI, digital innovation, all those kind of high tech job. Although some of the creative economics also involve high technology. But what we try to do with the movement is make them understand the significance of the sector to Indonesian economics and make more people in Indonesia involved, being trained, being included in the national priority and national planning of the sector, and that's our objective, and that's the reason why Osco is going soon to the National Congress today, in which we invite all people from all across the country to attend and talk about this issue.
And as you see in your video, this is actually our uniform. Well, I'm wearing now because we have the, well, as Billy said, we have the first Congress now in Jakarta, and this is, yeah, this is the clothes, yeah, our uniform. And here's, if you can see, this is the GEKRAFS, the Gerakan Economic Kreatif Nasional. It's still here.
That's going to lead to my next questions because you brought it up an interesting issue here. So when you mention about trainings and stakeholders and engagements, so what kind of support that GEKRAFS provide?
So yeah, of course, there are three things I think that we involved in. Firstly, is on the capacity building and capabilities stuff like trainings. We open chapters all across provinces in Indonesia, and we have training centers. Actually, a small office and in each of the province in which we try to use that space as to stimulate the trainings, the activities among our members in the provinces, in the hope that the training, the activities that we provide will increase their knowledge and capacity. Secondly, our chairman, Kawendra Lukistian, is actually the parliament member of Commission 6. And Commission 6 actually is the commission in the parliament to outline the policy for creative economics, for small, medium enterprises, even though there's Commission 7 dealing with that. But Commission 6 deals with a lot of state-owned enterprise and government-related activity in which the creative economics is involved. And with his channels, his network, we've been trying to influence the policy, the regulation, and the policy landscape to be inclusive as possible for people in the creative economic sector. And I think thirdly, which is very important, which is what is my role and Osco's role, is that the creative economic output, that is including small medium enterprises, export, import, contribute significantly for our gross domestic product. So how we increase relationship and partnerships with people overseas, that is including people in the USA, with the new tariff, 32% tariff that is imposed to Indonesia, but then it was negotiated by our president with direct call with President Donald Trump, which in that call they've decided to have just 19% tariff that place to Indonesia, and the tariff will be impacting the creative economics products output, export, import too. So how our role, GEKRAFS, especially me and Osco, that we're coming to the USA in the next couple of weeks, how our roles will ensure that this kind of geopolitical and international policy is not impacting the life of people in creative economic sector in Indonesia that bad. So I think those pretty much three things that we aim to do. Oscar, if you want to add anything.
Go ahead, Mas Osco. Anything to add?
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, Billy, you already explained very, very clear and clean about about what we support actually from GEKRAFS and all the workshop and legal clinics, access to business network, and support in securing permits and international registration for all the investor on coming to Indonesia, and also or the Indonesian entrepreneurs going out. I mean, trying to export that the business to overseas. That's why there is a DPL and there's a representative of GEKRAFS in overseas. We are empowering our entrepreneurs, not only looking only for the national market but also overseas. That's why we are here, the special committee of GEKRAFS, and we established so many representatives, the DPL and Dewan Perwakilan Luar Negeri, which is the overseas representative of the GEKRAFS. We have already in Europe, in France, in Germany, in Belgium, in Netherlands, in the United Kingdom. In Asia, we have in Singapore, and also in the coming weeks, next month, hopefully, we are going to Japan, United States, and Turkey to establish our representative there. Well, the idea is we trying to collaborate with our diaspora and expanding our market as well in overseas and empowering our Indonesian entrepreneurs to bring, promote, and also um, develop their business in overseas as well.
To follow up on that one, how can international partners or maybe Indonesian diaspora abroad collaborate with GEKRAFS?
It's so easy actually. If there is a GEKRAFS representative in their country, then they can speak with the chairman and also the committee. They just have to contact them, and they will they're willing to they will contact us in terms of like what the needs, what the demand, and then we can collaborate about what the demand is from the country and what we have in Indonesia, or the demand in Indonesia and what we have in overseas on the specific country. So I think we support the diaspora very well, and that's why we giving also us send the ownership of the GEKRAFS to our diaspora. They can be, I mean, they can also become our representative on the country.
Cool. So thanks for that explanation, Mas Osco. And what will be GEKRAF's focus for the next few years?
Our focus is threefold: strengthening our international presence, scaling rural creative enterprises, and building a new generations of digital first, impact driven creative entrepreneurs as well. So we are expanding to Japan, Turkey, and also Australia. I forgot to mention. And we are also preparing for a cross-country project in fashion, music, gaming, and also part of that we're building also creative diplomacy programs in collaboration with the embassies.
Yep. Maybe in addition, Andy, I am currently working as the expert advisor for business and investment in Indonesia's free trade zone area. And in this place that I work, there's a digital park called Nongsa Digital Park. In Nongsa Digital Park, there are big companies, including in creative economics and tech sectors, operating in the area. Companies like Apple, companies like even Marvel Studio has partnership with Nongsa Digital Park, and as the output, there's a couple of movies that is produced by Marvel Studios is actually animated in Indonesia in this very special area. And just recently, a couple of days ago, our chairman Kawendra Lukistian went here, and we facilitated the discussion with the creative economic players in the area. And there's an aspirations that in the hope that in the future, GEKRAFS will be facilitating more of sort of creative economics output product to be exported, or even in the partnership with other countries, like the very good partnership between Indonesia and the US in creative economics, with the presence of Nongsa Digital Park and all the creative economics players in this area, shows that actually even relationship between two countries can be built not just upon military relationship, not just upon the output of export import of products like manufacturing, textile, stuff like that, but even in the creative economics, how the relationship can be built between two countries just because of the corporations and collaborations in this creative economic sector. And GEKRAFS, of course, like the message of our chairman Kawendra, should be playing very important role in that, in facilitating that.
I think Billy, you have to explain more about the free trade zone in Indonesia, because we have special free trade zone area, which is the Batam, Bintan, and also Karimun, right?
That's true. So it's a bit different. Yeah.
Explain them where is it? I mean, Bintan, where's Batam? Yeah. So because why free trade zone is so interesting, I think, and sexy as well.
Yeah, sure. I will explain about the what's the difference between the spatial economic zone. We have spatial economic zone, and then we have free trade zone. Spatial economic zones is actually an area dedicated for specific industry, for specific purpose, and the reason being the access to resources, the access to market, and stuff like that. Spatial economic zone, there's a couple of treatment to stimulate the growth of the economics in that sector that we designed for. Unlike spatial economic zone, free trade zone, I can say is the extreme uh, treatment for the investors and businesses in the area, not extreme as a negative extreme, but positive extreme. Like for instance, there is no tax for importing goods and stuff for your business if you operate in the free trade zone area. And that makes you competitive because then your output, your product will be reasonably cheaper and you can make more profit. That will make it easy to connect with other countries. If you want and you're revealing, you can also be facilitated by the government to increase in the free trade zone. So free trade zone is very like it's a place that is very cheap to operate your business at and easy for you to export and import your stuff.
Yeah, the free trade zone is where Billy now in charge is in the Batam city is near not near but next to Singapore, right? It's only 30 minutes by boat, by ship, speedboat, right, Bill? Just not like a slow boat but a really speedboat, and 30 minutes from Singapore to reach Batam city.
All right. Well, I appreciate it again. Thank you, Mas Osco and Kakak Billy. And it is very informative. And I cannot wait to meet with you guys again on August 24. It's going to be a big event over here. And thank you again for coming, for preparing everything in Indonesia to help us over here. And I think our listeners and viewers are eager to discuss things with you too once you are here, especially on the creative economic like movies or musics and things like that, and especially culinaries. That's tummy yummy. So, all right, appreciate it, guys. I know you guys need to leave for the Congress. Good luck with the Congress there, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Andy, thank you for having us. But I just want to let the Indonesian diaspora living in United States that we have social media, the DPLN, the Indonesian Special Committee. We have Instagram. We have also a website, GEKRAFS.id. And then, we want to see the Indonesia recognized globally, not just as a cultural treasure, but as a hub for world-class creative entrepreneurs who are proud of their roots and competitive on the global stage. So the diaspora, be authentic, be bold, and never underestimate the power of your own story. Think globally, but act locally. Our identity is our greatest asset. And I see you guys in state next month. And Andy, thank you for having us here.
It's all our pleasure. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next month.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a great National Congress.
Yep.
I cannot make it there if I don't have ticket yet. Sorry.
Welcome back. Coming up next is Mr. Charles Hutapea, Consul of Creative Economy Affairs at the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Los Angeles. Back, Charles, welcome to our show, our talk show. Can you let us know more about yourself?
Thank you, Steve, for having me here. My name is Charles Hutapea. My main job is to assist my Consul General of Indonesia in Los Angeles in promoting bilateral cooperations related to creative economy. I am passionate in arts and also playing some musical instruments. That's my intro.
That sounds great. Hopefully, I'll get to hear you play some when you come out.
Sure.
But I have a few questions I'd like to ask you about what you do. If you could share us your main priorities there in Los Angeles. I think you kind of already touched that, but if you could elaborate a little bit and even talk about how you promote Indonesia's creative economy in the United States.
Okay, so our consulate office in Los Angeles has a jurisdiction areas which covers the Southern California, Arizona, Southern Nevada, Utah, Colorado, and Hawaii. This is a big region in area in the U.S. that includes some of the most influential creative people, entertainment industry, and technology hubs in the world. Yeah, including Utah, of course. And as you know, Southern California alone is the global capital of film and media, while Arizona and Utah are rising centers for digital content and innovation. Our office main priority is to advance mutually beneficial cooperation between Indonesia and the US, especially in the creative and digital economic sectors. That includes expanding access for our creative talents and IPs, also building real partnerships between creators, institutions, and industry players. And the way we promote Indonesia's creative economy in the US, uh, we see that creative economy is a new engine for growth for Indonesia. Yeah, not just in terms of cultural activities, but and in the economic sense, it contributes quite a big part for Indonesian GDP, about 7%, and employs more than 26 million people. This is the contribution of creative industry for Indonesian economy. And at the consulate, we identify uh, the entry points for cooperation, and then yeah, especially with institutions and creative communities in Los Angeles and Arizona, starting from film festivals, business forums, and up to technology accelerators. So we promote Indonesian participation in many international creative forums, pitching collaborations with US counterparts, and also support Indonesian diaspora here uh, that have initiatives to spotlight Indonesian talents. Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. Indonesia is one of the world's largest and most diverse creative sectors. What makes it so unique in the global world here?
Nah. Uh, since arts and culture activities are the main building blocks of creative industry, the richness of cultural expressions in Indonesia have significantly become the powerhouse of ideas for creative people. This is about the substance of the creative industry. You know that Indonesia is an archipelagic country with 17,000 islands and thousands of ethnic groups, languages, and dialects, which makes Indonesia, the creative sector, uh, become one of the most culturally rich and diverse in this planet. And this diversity is not just become a history, but it is still actively fueling contemporary innovation across fashion, music, food, and digital media in Indonesia. And the second one is we have a demographic bonus, young and technology savvy populations. About more than half of Indonesian population are in the productive age, yeah, under 35-year old. And of course, we have a large domestic market, around 270 million people. So, creative economy in Indonesia is deeply rooted in community and culture, and that foundation gives our creative output both uh, authenticity and also the potential for export. Yeah, so it's not about just about content, but also about storytelling in depth and about the identity.
Yeah, storytelling is very important for success, no matter what business you're in. But just to dive a little bit more deeper, which subsector in the creative industry in Indonesia do you think is most ready for export onto a global stage?
Yeah, Indonesian government um, has prepared the creative economy and industry into 17 subsectors, but we made a priority for seven most potential subsectors, uh, including for export. The first one is culinary, driven by rich flavor traditions and growing global appetite for Indonesian cuisine. The second one is craft, especially in terms of sustainable and heritage-based design. The third one is fashion. Yeah, as you wear batik, and I also wear my other traditional fabrics. Uh, Indonesia is also now become a trendsetter globally in terms of modest fashion. And the fourth one is games and also applications. Yeah, this is rapidly scaling globally nowadays because we have the young and tech savvy generations, as I said before, and then we have also priorities on music, particularly in indie world and cross genre spaces. You know that in LA there are some Indonesian musicians living here. They try to go to the global market through California. We have namely Rich Brian, Nicky Zevanya under the labels of 88 Risings and also Agnes Monica. Yeah, that and I think they have quite a successful career here. And also, we have priorities on film, animation, and video. We were seeing increasing global interest for this and co-productions. We have cineasts also living in California, while in Indonesia we have cineasts and animation creators that works also doing the service for world-class animation studios like Disney here in Birmingham, but they work from Indonesia, for example. I think that's the seven most promising and most ready subsectors of creative economy for Indonesia.
Great. So, just as a little more additional follow up, how is the consulate supporting this collaboration between the Indonesian Creative Society and the communities in California and in Arizona, for example?
We are focusing on a long term and strategic collaboration, of course. That means we're trying to develop starting from co-productions, licensing deals, artist residencies, academic exchange, and joint projects with mutual upside. In California, for example, we are actively building dialogue with governments, film festivals, animation studios, and the music industry. And for Arizona, we are tapping into educational institutions, creative entrepreneurs, and multicultural community platforms like our Kitong Bisa Foundation, yeah, in Arizona. Then we are also working with Indonesian diaspora communities as a cultural and business bridge. particularly in promoting the food and beverages, and also in the arts. Yeah.
Okay, and I have one last question that's pretty important, I think. How does the creative economic fit into Indonesia's broader diplomacy goals?
This is interesting. Of course, it has a central in as a part of Indonesia's national interest, the creative economy. Indonesia's foreign policy and diplomacy, therefore, uh, now increasingly recognize the creative economy as both soft power and strategic leverage for Indonesia. It is a combination of between cultural and economic diplomacy, I would say that. And if you see creative content like film, music, games, cuisine, they can do what politics can't do. It builds connections, trust, and of course, curiosity in positive terms. So when people experience Indonesian creativity, they will engage with the country on a deeper and human level. At the same time, we are also exporting not just culture but economic value, creating jobs, IPs, and trade. So I believe it's diplomacy that moves the markets.
Great. Well, thank you, Consul, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to hear about what's going on, and we look forward to seeing some of the fruiting accomplishments of this. It looks very creative, and this creativity, I mean, is stimulating me. I want to learn more, and I want to experience more. Even more important, not just learn, but be part of it.
Thank you, Dr. Steve, for the opportunity to
Absolutely.
help with you. Please. Thank you all.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Pat Consul. I guess we're at the conclusion of our show, Andy.
Yes, Steve, you are correct. It's been a very informative session today. And thank you for joining us in our show, Indonesian Festival in Arizona.
Well, I'd like to remind everybody that Arizona IndoFest 2025 will be held at the Saigon Center in Chandler, Arizona on August 24th, which is a Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
You want to know the good news?
Yeah.
It's all for free.
Wow.
It's all for free, free of charge, and open to public. There will be Indonesian food to buy. There will be coffee. There will be other great stuff from Indonesia and about Indonesia, just like that one.
Well, I'm looking forward to the performers, and I hope to see everybody there on Sunday, August 24th at the Saigon Center, located at 2051 North Arizona Avenue. And I would get there at 9 o'clock, because by 10 o'clock it's going to be busy. People will be coming in. The shows are going to be going on. You don't want to miss anything. It's going to be very exciting with our special guest, and we will see you there.
Absolutely. And for more information, please visit our website, azindofest.org. Once again, that is azindofest.org. It's azindofest.org. azindofest.org. Thank you.
Terima kasih.